Hello, I'm Tony.
I'm Louie.
And this is Talking During the Movie. Talking During the Movie.
Movies.
Gets better every time.
Every time.
I love it. I can't wait till we have the full orchestra come in. They were late today. All right, so this week we are reviewing Matthew McConaughey's Oscar bid, Dallas Buyers Club. He won the Golden Globe for this movie, and I think, I'm going to say right now, I think he's going to win the Oscar for this one.
He is the odds-on favorite. Be pretty tough to beat. I mean...
Well, he's great in it, and Oscar loves when you ugly up for a role.
Well, that's true. You know, this has got it all where that's concerned. It's got the hair, it's got the losing and gaining of weight. It's got, virtually it's dying. You know, it's got it all. I mean,
yeah, it's got a lot of depth to the character as well.
All the things that you need. Well, beyond that, it's the laundry list of things you need if you'd like to win an award. If only there had been an accent, there would be
right.
There'd be nothing to talk about.
It's technically a period piece because it is the 80s, so you can get away with that.
And all glibness aside, as a person of my age, who was much the same age as these characters, that I was
at that time, yeah.
At that time, and so I remember being 21 and hearing about your first friend that sort of disappeared because of some weird pneumonia. Like, what the hell? And then and then I lived in a building with, there were, I think there must have been 40 gay men. No, that's exactly 30. And in a 2-year period, 2/3 of them were dead.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I got to see this, so it was uncomfortable. But you're not going to see finer performances. And not only is he going to win, I would be very surprised, even better, if Jared Leto doesn't get it. Because that's a very special performance.
Yeah, again, both of these people are unrecognizable. And they just kind of disappear into that. And you're just watching this person be rather than an actor act.
But let's cut to the heart of the question, which is the average person is going to say, look, I've heard that's excellent, but it sounds like a real drag. So then I have to say to myself, drag, worth it. Right. So that's how you have to weigh in. To the average person going to the movies, is there a payback for the pain that you're going to really have to invest? And that's, I think, the question. And what would your answer be?
For movie buffs, I would say, you have to go see it. For the average person, like a lot of, this is what we do this for. Is like, should I go spend my money on this? That's a tough question because it is an uncomfortable journey. It's a wonderful story, but it is an uncomfortable journey. And I don't know if you get that much payoff. If you get, you're not going to get that Disney happy ending.
Would I say take your girlfriend, take your boyfriend, utilize this as an evening of dating or going? I would really probably say for the average person, no.
Yeah, this is not a date movie. Yeah, I don't think you have to rush out to the theater and see it.
Now
you can wait for video, but it's still an excellent movie.
Now here's just a commentary. One could say the same thing about 12 Years a Slave. All the things we just said, but it's a cause celeb. People think that it's almost like medicine. You should take it. It's like a flu shot. You need to go endure this because ultimately it's good for you.
You were like that about Lincoln.
Well, Lincoln is Hello Dolly with Barbara Streisand compared to.
I would love to have seen Barbara Streisand as Lincoln. That would have been awesome.
You will. She's going to do all of the 4 presidents on the Mount Rushmore. Did you not know that?
No.
In one movie.
Rushmore, the musical movie.
In one film.
That would be amazing. And if anyone could do it well, it would
she's
be
going.
best.
She's going to do it.
Yes.
Teddy, can you hear me? Teddy, can you hear me in the night? I digress. So for the average person, you're not going to dig it. You really aren't. You're going to appreciate it. Sort of like, for me, I saw Once the other night, for example. I saw the National Touring Company of Once. And I was absolutely certain that what I was witnessing was excellence. I knew it. But I didn't enjoy it. It didn't speak to me.
Oh, okay.
I appreciated it, and I think most people are going to feel that about this movie. You're going to appreciate it, but you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. This isn't something that you would sit on the couch and watch on a rainy afternoon.
No, I'm saying it is.
You saying it is?
I'm saying you got to see this when you're in the mood. If you're in the mood for this, you're gonna
It's
get
like
into
a personal movie. It's not like, hey, let's get all the buddies together and go see a movie.
No,
it really isn't. This is something you should. I'd hate to say watch alone, but really, it's.
Yeah.
I'd hate for you to share that experience with somebody. You watch it, we'll watch it, and then we'll come together and we'll talk about it if you want to.
Now let's ask another question. This is always one of the many reasons why I think I'm not really a movie star. I would never be willing to go spend a week in the jungle to do a horror movie with snakes. It's just not worth it to me to tell this story on film. And when I say, we went out and we roughed it and we lived in the jungle, I go, why? This would be a forgotten piece of not even celluloid and not that much time. So to me, I have to ask, do you really want to torture your body that much?
Is it worth Oscar gold?
Well, okay, so is that it? Is that it's sort of like taking steroids to win the luge?
Well, even if you're
like
making a
starving.
horror...
I mean, because he is not in a healthy situation. Now, it's enhanced with makeup and stuff, but still, he's too skinny.
Well, so you get that gold, then you can start making these other type movies and stuff. You can put the weight back on. Christian Bale lost, 100 pounds to play this movie, to play a mechanic in a movie that no one saw. But, if it gets you that next movie, if you're passionate about it, these people going out into the jungle making these horror movies, somebody's passionate about it or else they wouldn't make it in the first place.
Mm-hmm. But maybe it's just foolishness. I don't know.
It might be. But if that's your goal.
I'm going to say don't, even though it's excellent. I hate doing it, but I have to.
I'd say go see it by yourself sometime. Just rent it, from the library, get it on Netflix or whatever. But check it out. It's a good movie, but it's a personal movie.
It's not a drive-in movie.
No, it's a personal movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we can wrap this up, and then we'll have some extra time for some bonus features this week.
All right.
Well, next up, of course, we're going to be doing an Oscar show. We'll have another movie for you as well. But we're very excited about this. It's going to be a tough race this year, I think.
I think it's a lot of nonsense. This year, I think there's some. Okay, I can't. I got to talk about it.
We'll get to that. Let's wrap this up, and then we'll get to that in the bonus features. All right?
Yeah.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. I am Tony.
Louis.
And this has been Talking During the Movie. Thank you very much.
Oh.
All right, we're back. Okay. Bonus features. Now, Louis, you've got some things that you want to get off your chest.
I'm really pissed off about this Nebraska thing.
All right, tell us about Nebraska. You've been wanting to do this for weeks now.
Yeah,
so.
As you know, I think
we're going to talk about Nebraska, the movie.
You vote for Academy Awards. I'm really tired of this kind of thing because Nebraska is a student. Okay, I think it's just such overrated crap. I really do.
That happens.
No, and this guy, look, it is what. No.
Use your words.
No. It's crap. It's just crap. Because let me say this about that.
I have not seen Nebraska, so I'm listening to first.
I just think to go out and take 4 or 5 of your buddies and go out with a small film crew and create a film is a lot easier than employing 275 people to try and get to tell a story of accurate. Okay. I'm being so inarticulate.
A lot of careers got started that way.
And that's fine. And that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying every movie needs to be a blockbuster. What I'm saying is that I think that this is overrated crap. It is a very small story. It's kind of gimmicky. It's in black and white. It's very arty. They utilize people that aren't real actors. But this was done better last year in Bernie with Jack Black. Mm-hmm. I think it's very pretentious. I think it's something that it just reeks of Sundance. Look, Bruce Dern is a burned out old coot with lots of hair growing out of his nose. There's nothing special going on in that performance. The old woman who's been nominated for Best Supporting Actor, that is just nonsense. It's a sweet performance. It's not an outstanding performance. It's just silliness. And the director, Alexander Payne, gets a pass all the time. He's the most overrated director, I think, almost in the history of film. Because his other movie, he won an Academy Award for Sideways.
Did he?
Yes!
I don't remember that. Really?
Foray into the wine country.
I wouldn't have given that an Oscar.
And to say, that there are awards for that. They're called the Spirit Awards for independent filmmaking, and that's what that is. But to snub movies, Fruitvale Station is an infinitely better movie than Nebraska. Saving Mr. Banks is an infinitely better movie than Nebraska. The Butler is a better movie than Nebraska.
So why
Blue Jasmine?
Why favor this one then?
I just don't. What really poses the question is this nominating every movie that gets more than 5% of the vote a good idea? Because I just don't.
Well, it was meant to include like Pixar and The Dark Knight.
Another great
great movies that for whatever reason
Frozen,
get pushed out for the art movies.
Frozen is a better movie than this. And that Tom Hanks isn't nominated for Captain Phillips, but Bruce Dern. It's just so corny. It's so... You know what? And let me say one more thing about Bruce Dern.
All right.
In my life, the very first person as a child or a young adolescent that I remember going, you know what? I don't like that actor. The very first performer that I went, me no likey. Like fish sticks when I was about 4. Not nummy. The first person that I ever was cognizant enough to go, you know what? I don't like that.
So this
person.
is something that's been brewing for decades.
Oh, so now you're just going to blame it on my Bruce Dern. Right? This is why I didn't want to bring this up.
Had it
see,
been someone else, do you think you would have been as passionate?
This is why I didn't really want to even bring this up But no.
This is legitimate. This is a legitimate question. Since you've hated him since you were a child. If it was somebody else in that role, would you
Silent Running was the moment I went, I cannot stand
the
that
spaceship
actor.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot stand that guy. And then he proved, just in movie after movie, I was like, oh, I hate him. Oh, I hate him.
He was good in The Burbs.
I just loathe him. I really do. I just cannot stand him. Like, it's kind of like a Joe Pesci kind of. Except Joe Pesci I can appreciate, again, for excellence. But I really cannot freaking stand Bruce Dern. So you're right, it didn't help. And now that we're talking about this like therapy, I guess I did bring with me a prejudice about Alexander Payne. So, okay.
So it's got everything working against it.
It had lots going against it.
What will you do? It's nominated for, I think, 6 Academy Awards. What will you do if it wins one? What if Bruce Dern wins one? What if he gets like an Oscar for like... He's old, he's probably not going to get nominated again, let's give it to him. They usually do that with supporting actor. But they might do it.
I will turn a car over in a parking lot.
Will there be LA riots?
Yes. They'll be in Dr. Phillips.
Dr. Phillips. It's been a long time since they've rioted.
I will go to the Fresh Market parking lot and I will overturn a car. If Bruce Dern...
Do not park at Fresh Market on Oscar night, just in case.
I'm that convinced. There's not a snowball's chance in hell.
I think Matthew's going to... I don't think you're going to have to worry about that anyway.
That would be a real travesty. Mm-hmm. That's what I have to say about that.
Well, we will see what happens on Oscar night.
I know what's going to happen.
And we will explore this more in depth. We're going to leave you with that more in depth for our Oscar show.
I know what's going to happen.
Please stay tuned. I can't wait to find out.
I know what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen.
I know what's going to happen.
Louis knows the future. We're going to find out.
I can tell you right now in 28 seconds what's going to happen.
All right, we'll save it for the Oscar show. We'll put it out before that. All right, thank you for listening to bonus features.
Yeah.
Until next time. Bye.
Don't see Nebraska.